Do you feel like you have friends as an adult? And if so, how did you meet some of the people that you consider friends?
I have met a lot of them through my career or previous career as an engineer. I've held on to a lot of friends from college and from my childhood. And now I am kind of establishing a different friend group because I've become a ceramicist full-time and I'm around my studio mates like full-time. And I live in a house with my partner Kevin, who's a musician and an engineer. And I live with my youngest sister, Jessica, who's a muralist and she works in a fabrication studio. And I think between the three of us, we have a very similar philosophy about how we live, where we are always open to visitors and having people come and stay, whether we really know them or we don't. I've gotten those phone calls from my sister, like, my friends are coming up from LA and they need to crash. And I'm like, all right, send them over. Like, you're not even home. But they're always great people. And a lot of them have become friends of mine and Kevin's. And I think Kevin absolutely has a similar philosophy. And I think because we all three of us, we grew up in larger families and with parents who kind of operated their households that way, it just has naturally been that for us.
Right. It sounds like that just sort of organically happens.
I think for me, it's always been more of an organic thing. And working in studios, I think it's hard not to become friends with the people that you're around.
Right.
And I've put myself in different studio situations since I was in college.
Oh, that's
so,
nice.
yeah.
And do you think you do better one-on-one with people or maybe in group settings or?
I think a little bit of both. I think certain friends, you just like want to be a little selfish and like spend all that one-on-one time with them, especially friends that live far away. But I love being, especially in my studio now, it's mostly women. Everyone is so awesome and creative and inspiring, and I love being around all of them at once.
That's awesome.
As well.
Being a small business owner or creative, like especially with a studio practice, it can be really isolating.
Yeah.
For me, in my print shop, when I'm there by myself, I'm like, I could talk to no one besides my dog for like 12 hours straight, you know?
Yeah.
So having that like community aspect sounds really appealing, and also like really inspiring and fulfilling in that way too. How do you think you get past the point between knowing somebody and being friends with them?
I think that comes with time, and just the more you spend with somebody, the better you get to know them, and ultimately you just break those boundaries down and you're like, oh my God, this person has actually become a really good friend of mine. That's kind of an amazing realization to have when you're meeting new people.
Cool. And what sort of advice do you have for either making new friends or sort of maintaining friendships?
For maintaining friendships, I think it's really a two-way street and just reaching out to each other. You can also not talk to someone for a long time, but if you think of them, just like shoot them a quick email and let them know that you're thinking about them. My girlfriends that I've had since I was 11, we have a little group text that we just kind of go on every day or every other day. It just keeps us in contact with what's going on in each other's lives. We live in 3 different states. So